Hello, I'm Sabine Masso-Taylor, principal of Jackson Creek Elementary. In the world of education, we've had plenty of modalities of teaching over the years. One of the latest concepts is 21st century learning. You might ask, what exactly is 21st century learning? Jackson Creek Elementary recently opened with the 21st century learner and learning in mind. Come along with me for a tour of Jackson Creek to see how we prepare our scholars for the workforce of the future. 21st century learning means to really engage in the 4 C's. I think about the 4 C's. The communication is important, creativity or innovation, collaboration, and critical thinking. And we're doing all those things to increase the global learner because we want our children to see themselves as global learners in a world bigger than their little world right here. We're educating students for jobs that have yet to be created. And so it's really important that we teach them problem-solving skills, to be thoughtful in their work, helping them to learn how to work together, to understand diverse perspectives. So this notion of collaboration and the sense of that we are connected is critical. And the notion that mistakes are a part of the process, really getting them to understand how they can work through their mistakes and how they can use those to make things better. One nice feature of Jackson Creek is that we are on the international corridor. So we are taking advantage of the wide variety of diversity that exists. And we're using that diversity and those perspectives, the many ways of being in the world, to help our students understand the world is bigger than just us. You'll see in the early childhood grades the building of collaboration, teachings intentionally about how to build a partner, work with your partner, work with a teammate. That has to be explicitly taught. That doesn't happen always naturally. So teachers are intentional in their practice of teaching collaboration, teaching inquiry, and then we're intentional about bringing the technology into their world.
One of the things that we've been trying to start and get running here at Jackson Creek is to develop what's called a makerspace. The best way to describe or explain what a makerspace is it's kind of a hub of innovation. It's a space to hold a lot of resources that don't traditionally fit into certain classrooms, but the students can benefit from access to them. More than anything, it's approaching the world with a very specific kind of mindset, and that you can use your thinking to overcome problems by producing or creating things. In our makerspace, we're trying not to focus just on high tech, although high tech is definitely something we'd like to showcase. But it's also an opportunity to go back to some classic old school low tech. And a lot of a makerspace is letting the kids find their answer. And they might answer it in a different way, but that's going to be more valuable to them. So one of the things we always focus on in our makerspace is how can we transfer this into something that could be considered like a job skill later on, or even just something concrete that we can physically touch and see.
Our teachers of today were taught differently than our students. It's incumbent upon us to be thoughtful about the ways in which we're delivering the education to our students. So some of the things you might see here at Jackson Creek are students in 5th grade engaging in Socratic seminar talking about current events. Our students are coming to school with a lot of information about the world and maybe not a place to really have a conversation about it. So our teachers provide some safe spaces for them to have these conversations and share their thoughts and experiences. You'll see classrooms where teachers are engaging the students in a couple of languages. For example, one teacher spent a couple of summers in Africa, in Cameroon and Ghana, and she has brought back a lot of the African culture and has helped our students see the connections, to see that mathematics was created in Africa and how that we can operate from a very strength-based perspective. You'll see families. You'll see all kinds of family pictures in classrooms because families are important. We are one school, one family, one mission, and it's important that our families see themselves as part of that school family. I think we're fortunate at Jackson Creek because our school was built with the mindset that 21st century learning is critical, with large collaboration spaces, with open areas for students to learn, where the classrooms are clustered so that students can learn in their individual classrooms but collectively as a grade level. So it is critical that we make sure that we're operating in the ways that honor the school's design and that we are intentional in our delivery of the 4 C's and Dr. Davis's whole Richland 2 vision and mission, that we're working to build the talent, the passion, that we're working to build that climate and culture around 21st century learning. What I've seen is that my students have taught me a lot. I've seen that my teachers have continued to teach me a lot, and that I have to be intentional about seeking that knowledge out and seeing myself as a lifelong learner so that I could best support our institution, at Jackson Creek, that we can move forward in really more critical and thoughtful ways for the 21st century.